Alright, in this video we're going over what PPFs are. They're production possibility frontiers, but what does that really mean? It means that we look at a graph and it shows the maximum combination of goods that can be produced in a given amount of time with a given amount of resources. So this graph is a good example of the concept of ceteris paribus because the only thing you can change in the graph is the combination of goods that are produced. We're not changing the time frame, the inputs, the technology, or any other shocks we're not really considering. So when we draw a PPF, we have to have two goods. We'll just call this good X and this good Y. And this is what our typical PPF would look like. So these are all the different combinations of goods make up this curve. So it's just an infinite amount of points showing the different combinations of goods that we can produce. So if we're on this curve, I'm going to call it point B, that's an efficient point, and it's feasible. We can do that because this shows the frontier of what we can produce. If we're inside, we're inefficient. Because if we're at this point, we could easily make more Y or more X given the time and resources and technology, or we could even make more of both to get to this frontier. However, if we're outside of the curve at point C, this is unfeasible. We cannot produce outside of the curve at these points, so that is unfeasible. This curve shows us the frontier of what is possible to produce, hence PPF, production possibility frontiers. So something you have to keep in mind is that there are three general shapes that go along with PPFs. So in looking at the three different PPFs, the shapes they can have, you can either have a bowed out curve, and this basically punishes specialization. You want to have a combination of goods. That's why it bows out. The second one is linear. This gives you constant opportunity costs. So you can produce here, switch anywhere along the curve, you have the same opportunity cost. Whereas here, as you switch and specialize in more than one good, you have increasing opportunity costs. Then the last one that's pretty rare is a bowed-in curve. This promotes specialization because as you focus and specialize more on one good, you actually get decreasing opportunity costs. So remember, here you have a constant slope, so linear, constant opportunity cost, constant OC. Here you start off specializing in this good, draw that over a little bit. This is small, but as you produce more of the good and you specialize by going over the same amount this way, this right here, the drop gets larger until you get to the point where it's huge. So your opportunity cost, the change in that slope, grows larger and larger as you specialize in one good. So bowed out, this is increasing OC, and finally bowed in, your opportunity cost starts out very high, but as you focus more and more on that good, your opportunity cost decreases. It's giving you a reward essentially for specializing in one good. So bowed in, this is decreasing OC. So those are the three general shapes you'll see with the PPFs and how the slope of the line relates to those shapes and what it means for the opportunity costs.